really quick in regards to this whole transgender affirmation thing. So this is something that I did not know anything about, and word on the street, maybe I'm a pretty old guy now, right? So I know people have gender dysphoria, right? Like they have this thing, they just feel like they're born into the wrong body. But I also know from my research that a lot of kids, if they grow up into a household and let's say their mom says, oh, I wish you were, or their dad, doesn't matter. Somebody says, oh, I wish you were born a boy, or I wish you were born a girl, right? And then they're like, oh, maybe they'll love me if I'm born something different. Or maybe a child will say, maybe they're attracted to the same sex. Let's say a boy is attracted to boys, and he might say, well, I do see that boys are attracted to girls. So maybe if I become a girl, they'll be attracted to me. And then, there's a lot of these like little scenarios like this. Also the fact that in our culture over here, you hear terms like toxic masculinity, toxic femininity, and these kids, they don't want to feel like they're toxic, and they just say, well, I don't want to be neither of them, right? Like, I'm just going to be something else. I don't want to be associated with something toxic. So then they'll go down another path, right? Because, so you get all these scenarios, whether it's abuse and parents saying, or whether it's, we're celebrating this and kids love getting attention. So they'll literally do anything. Yeah. So I think there's also a lot of kids doing it just purely because somebody's paying attention to them. Maybe they're not getting attention from their loved ones at home, right? But they are getting celebrated at school because this stuff is basically a core principle in the school right now.
And those who don't fit in that box are not being celebrated.
That's right. So, it's quite the opposite. If you don't fit in the box or if you disagree, immediately it's a phobia, right? Like, even if you call out their bad behavior, no, you're just being phobic. And it's just, honestly, I don't even care what these, I just completely overlook what they say because it doesn't matter. You know how we talked at the beginning about like the kids with their gender dysphoria? So the informed consent model of transgender care, an alternative to the diagnosis of gender dysphoria. Let's go away with the old times. Here's something new. An alternative to the diagnostic model for transgender health is the informed consent model, which allows for clients who are transgender to access hormone treatment and surgical intervention without undergoing mental health evaluation or referral from a mental health specialist. We want kids, we want everybody, including kids, to be able to start transitioning as soon as possible without consent. So I'm seeing something here. It starts from the government getting pushed right down, okay? First, the kids are confused right at the beginning. What is a boy? What is a girl? Who knows, Tommy? You can be whatever you want, right?
No one knows.
There, yeah. If you're feeling confused, it's okay. You can identify, right? And then the kids have like anxiety, right? It's like, oh, don't worry. We can put you on puberty blockers. We can see that your body's transitioning. We'll get you on. Don't worry. This is reversible. We'll give you a little bit more time to think about it.
No big deal.
Got him on puberty blockers. No big deal, right? From there, it's like, all right, maybe you were born in a different body. Let's get you on some hormone therapy. No big deal. It's reversible. No big deal, right? From there, right? I mean, the hormone is, in my opinion, the drug of the decade, right? And the psychological and physical ramifications, this drug is so insane. You could literally change from a man to a woman. It has like psychological ramifications that you will not go back on. And then, so let's get these kids.
The pharma experiment.
Yeah. On drugs, lifelong dependence on drugs. Their identity will be dependent on drugs. We will squeeze out every penny from them. Not only that, but if you decide forever, we will give you affirmation surgery. You want to go the next step? Affirmation surgery. We will cut off the flupus, turn it around, make something new. We promise it's going to be good. All the crazy procedures, the downfalls, they're down talked, right? And then what happens? Yeah. What happens if you change your skin around, right? Like you invert the skin and whatnot. You can't even get off these drugs. Let's say you're a man, you're becoming a woman, right? Now you're getting your testosterone completely shot, right? You're becoming feminine. You don't have hair as you did in the right places. Now, if you decide later on that you've made a mistake and you want to go back on male testosterone, now you're growing like ingrown hair and you have like medical complications. If you've seen any of these like detransition videos, it's crazy, right? Like people, you're locked in.
Sad.
Yeah,
very sad.
forever. I'm talking like this is chemical and physical. I don't know if I can say this, but infertile, they're not fertile anymore. Yeah. All right. This is for life, right? And then, of course, as we know in Canada, we got the MAID program, which is even easier accessible to suicide, right? If you're feeling depressed or whatnot, hey, have you considered not being a burden on anybody? Why don't you pull the plug, right?